You gotta break for lunch. It's gonna be a long haul. I mean, it's gonna be a tough afternoon. I would like to take about 20 minutes, I think.
I can imagine.
I'll tell you what, let's do.
20 minutes?
It's been my experience in the past in filmmaking, which is where I came from before getting involved with this show and working with the minicam, that you have to be 50% pack mule to do this kind of work. You end up spending most of your day carrying things, hauling them, pulling them, fighting the equipment, fighting stairs, narrow corridors. This house is impossible. I mean, it is an absolute, I mean, think about it. Here we're taking very sophisticated, very delicate equipment and bouncing it up God knows how many stairs, trying to squeeze it through teeny tiny little corridors.
We'll cut across the 3rd floor and then go down 1 flight of stairs.
Okay.
Actually, it's 2 flights, but it's 1 floor.
Any down that we can go, I'm happy for.
And trying to light essentially unlightable areas because there's no place to hide the lights, and still come up with nice-looking pictures and coherent audio that will flow from place to place to place so that people will come away with some sense of what we've tried to show them. And that is the most difficult thing.
That's this. We'll just use a little bit of that. We've got to be, that's one of the things we have to be, is very economical everywhere. Don't let anything ramble on very long, because there's going to be so much. You know, kind of if we do like a 3.5-minute thing with you walking from one room to the next, there's half the piece right there, and it's going to be a bitch to edit. Okay, this goes up on the floor, up there.
Okay. Let's...
Probably come up like this, and over, and down, and across the crescent thing, and up over this way. I will discover our two charming...
Subtly.
Windows pressed up against it.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Let me find the tape.
So you're going to talk a little bit about what you're seeing down there. And you're going to talk a little bit about what you're seeing here and about the experience of this place. Gee,
Yeah.
You know.
We'll probably travelogue it until you get to about there, and then chat from there on about the woman herself.
And it doesn't matter because we're on the same topic.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay?
Don't use the word bit.
Right.
And don't call them
Stuff.
folks.
Don't call them folks.
No folks,
And no
and no
laughing.
stuff,
No
and no
bits.
laughing.
No laughing. None.
Well, you know.
Zero.
No
You know what I
laughing,
mean.
no
Fun.
bits.
Yes, but
no...
let's keep that
Fun and pleasant.
mild, whatever. Ask her to roll and record and give us a shout when she's got speed good and loud.
Roll and record, and give us a yell when you got speed, Sharon. We can't hear you very well. Kath, could you stand back there?
In addition to which, Sharon, I would like to point out to you that you now have control of the recorder. I can't pause it or start it. It's totally in your hands, so roll it. I'm going to walk and go right between you. So as you see me coming at you, turn to look. And I'll time my move to your talking about the bell tower.
See, turn to look at this. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And action.
Okay, we are just about out of time, but there's one further thing we'd like to show you. It's right back here. It's kind of an interesting little scene, which in some ways capsulizes this whole place, the jumble of constructions and that bell tower coming out of it.
You know, reportedly, Steve, that bell was rung at 12, 1, and 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, for what reason, nobody knows.
It's one of the many rumors about this place. And you can see on the tower there, the kind of brick or bordered-in windows.
Right,
There are
13,
of them,
of
once
course,
again.
that was her favorite number.
Well, Jen, let me ask you what seems to be the logical question. Do you think that the lady who built all this, Sarah Winchester, was she crazy nuts, as some of the newspaper articles we read implied?
Definitely unique, I think. But you know, we have to look at it another way. If she was crazy, she built a magnificent house.
Yeah. Okay. Stop tape. Stop tape and check it.
Listen.
The show is like a monster. It eats material faster than we can produce it. We have 3 crews shooting all the time, working their asses off, just trying to stay even with that goddamn tube that eats up material. And it's insatiable.
Are we there?
Yeah.
Gee, time flies when you're having fun. I think after this, before the cupboards, after the ballroom and all that stuff. But somewhere in there.
It could go right here between the front rooms.
Or between windows and the bedroom of the earthquake.
Bedroom where she died? Yes, okay, yeah, right. Okay, before we go downstairs to the biggies.
After bedroom earthquake, before bedroom earthquake.
Yeah, but we're not going to shoot it that way anyway.
What is
going
windows?
from bedroom earthquake to
What is the
downstairs?
$1,000 Tiffany one, the $4 window, remember? Side by side.
Okay.
One window looks out to the
So
wall.
we can do the windows, then this, and then we get to the bedroom where the earthquake is. We can do the bedroom where
Okay.
she died, and
All
see
right.
the windows. It's spectacular.
Yeah, we are in the seance,
See this,
seance
and then
mode.
the other.
Small piece of gaffer tape, please, for Kennelly. It is important now, when you talk to us, to talk to them as a person to person. As a single person talking to a single person, as a friend talking to a friend, rather than as a tour guide talking to a tour. Because a few times, I know there were a bunch of us walking along with you, but you got, about half the time you were talking to me or to us, and the other half the time you got into your, the tour, the fashion of speaking of a tour guide, as well as the little quick-lived joke bullshit things that you were doing, okay? So if you can avoid that and stick with just talking, we'll make things a lot easier. We got speed?
No, not yet. I'll let you know.
Where are we coming from? Where are we going to?
We're coming from the window room, window sequence, and we're going to...
The window sequence, which means the most expensive and least expensive. We've just come from there.
By commenting about the
I
skyline.
have noticed a lot of skylights.
Okay.
And we're going
Woman who wanted
to
be
the
secluded.
room where she was trapped in after the earthquake.
Okay, so that's pretty much your cue. After we get through the basics of this very quickly, it's up to you to get us to say, or you can say, okay, I heard she was here in 1906 earthquake.
Yeah.
Show us the room, fine. Wham, out that door.
Okay,
Okay?
let's go.
Okay, Saturday.
When you make a feature film, you say 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and I'll be done with this. And they work on a relatively sane schedule most of the time.
Who are we to meet?
The fellow's name is Brent Miller.
With us, it just never ends. We're shooting 5, 6, 7 days a week, and it doesn't ever stop. The minute you're done with one shoot, you've already pre-planned the next 6 or 7, and you have to wipe out the Winchester Mystery House out of your mind and say, that's done and over, goodbye, what's next? And just turn your attention altogether, totally, to the next project.
Next room.
Victory!
Not exactly, we still don't have audio.
You want me to help you string cable
I
up?
mean, this is one room, but we're going that way.
Next to what?
2 other rooms. You got the room that the earthquake happened in,
That's in the
whatever.
front. It's in the front. That's all in the front.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea which is front, which is back. Excuse me?
Earthquake room is in the front or the back?
From the front. The only other thing we're doing in the back is a 7-turn staircase, and that's on the first floor.
When you finish something like this, when I finish something like this, what frequently happens to me is I sit down and look back at the place and say to myself, I wonder if we got it. I just don't know. We've been through 160 rooms. We've pulled cables up and down corridors, and we've lit and relit and relit and relit, and we've tried to pick interesting angles and tried to make the audio so that it would flow, and I have no idea whether or not it worked.
To meet you in the seance room with some wonderful stained glass windows. I wonder if we could take a look
I'd
at
like to
some
go
of
see the most expensive window in the
Sure.
house. Right this way.
Okay.
The years and years I've been doing this leads me to believe that I'm probably right, it probably did work, but you get fooled many times, and you're never sure, especially in something as complicated as this is.
Okay?
Yeah, but she can just walk through.
Sitting there eating.